Hello, everybody. This is Karen with Spiritual Intuitions. Welcome to the channel. I'd like to thank you for all of your support, for your likes, your shares, your comments. I'd like to thank you for you just taking the time to view. I am so jacked about that. Thank you. So I'm in a exceptionally good mood today. I feel like there's been a shift. Um, Excuse me. I'm not sure exactly all of what has occurred, but for one small thing, I'm trying to get better at setting up my reading space and how I feel about that, and bringing energy into it, charging the space and clearing the space. Not just where I do my readings, but my whole house. And so maybe just the intention about clearing and cleaning and moving out any negativity has had a huge impact. I'm not mad at it. So today I'm here to do a chakra reading. I pulled the card already. It is the crown chakra. We've had that before. But today I decided to pull up some comprehensive information on the crown chakra. I got it off of the internet, and let's see. It says a comprehensive guide to the crown chakra. And so I'm going to read you a little bit about what that is saying here. It says your chakras serve as storage centers for the energy that flows through your body. You have seven major chakras that run the length of your spine, but minor chakras are located all over your body. Each of these storage centers correlates to specific organ gland combination, beginning at the base of the spine and ending at the crown chakra of your head. Traditionally, the main chakras are numbered 1 through 7, beginning with the root chakra. The energetic frequencies of these centers have been studied, and through a mixture of ancient wisdom and practical experiences, we have arrived at an understanding of how each chakra influences our energies and ourselves. Now, I'm going to go ahead and jump down to the crown chakra, located at the top of the crown, at the top of the head. The crown chakra, known in Sanskrit as Sahasrara. Don't quote me on that. You're going to have to look it up. It commonly depicts a thousand petal lotus. This is fitting, as the Sanskrit term translates directly as thousand petal. This chakra is at the seat of our cosmic consciousness, our intimate connection with the divine, known as the seventh chakra. The crown chakra represents the point where pure divine energy accumulates and prepares to enter into our physical body and awareness. And as it relates to our physical identity, the crown chakra name sits on top of the head. Physiologically, this chakra governs the pituitary gland and the brain as a whole. The pituitary gland functions as a master key for the hormonal and endocrine system, rendering it vital for the maintenance of homeostasis. In addition to the hormonal regulation, there is an area of the brain that regulates our circadian rhythms. So homeostasis has to do with the balancing of our hormones. In this context, they're talking about balancing out things. So I see a scale when they say that, the scale of Ma'at. When they talk about the circadian rhythms, I believe that has something to do with our sleep patterns. So due to its location at the very top of the head, or slightly above the crown chakra, does not have a spinal correlation. However, the chakra can be seen as taking care of the energy that underlies our physical anatomy. It represents the part of us that is purely energetic, and thus correlates to the entirety of the body. So what I want to say is, as I was reading this, I got, you know, I got the inclination to just say that life is a journey, and I'm on a continuous learning journey. So even though I know some of this, I don't know all of anything. And so I will always continue to seek and reference new things and to share those things with you, because I believe that that's how we evolve. That's how we grow. So we may think we know a thing. When we think we know a thing, that's when we're doomed, because you really don't. Uh, Things or people or situations can be looked at and viewed and taken in multiple ways, in multiple dimensions, in multiple aspects. So when we start to solidify our view of anything, whether it be the crown chakra, or whether it be a relationship, whether it be what you think you know, that's when danger and things start to get out of balance, because we assume, which is to make an ass of you and me. Okay, so don't assume and don't have conversations about, not wanting to. Well, I can't say don't. It's up to you. In my belief, in my system, I'm an eternal learner. And I'm going to do that, and I'm going to reference things and give you things as much as I can, as I am led to. So, enough said on that. As far as the emotional identity of the crown chakra, emotionally, this chakra governs spirituality. This includes our connection to God, Source, Universe, how we perceive our spiritual selves, and the spirituality of our day-to-day lives. The crown chakra also allows us to look at the big picture and to see things from other perspectives. It is the center of what I like to call loving detachment, where our divinity perceives our physicality. Translated to an emotional state, crown chakra can be thought of as the center of bliss. Related emotions include peace, serenity, and joy. Maybe I'm so in a good mood today because I'm experiencing bliss, joy. Maybe because my crown chakra is like crowning, it's like opening, it's like, reaching up there, and I'm getting the connection really strong. Perhaps, we'll see. Just like your physical body can become imbalanced or ill, so too can our energetic bodies. Because the chakra functions as energetic storage centers, any function in their in their energies cause them to either release too much energy or too little. The symptoms of these fluctuations appear first on an emotional and mental level. Then, if the imbalance persists, physical symptoms develop. And so another way of saying that is that everything starts in the spirit, in the energetic level, in the 5D, and it comes down. And if we don't correct things in the spirit in terms of our spirituality, who we're being, what we're committed to, our integrity, balancing out things, if we don't correct things in the spirit, then the spirit comes down to deal with us. Is what I'm hearing them say. Spirit will come down and deal with you, and it'll deal with you in terms of your physical dis-ease, your mental dis-ease. So if you're experiencing dis-ease, I want you to pinpoint where that is and try to correlate the different body part, the different chakra center that is impacting this dis-ease, so that it can support you in putting things back in balance. You can learn how to support yourself on an energetic level to put things back into balance, so that it helps to alleviate the dis-ease. Now, I know when you have a serious ailment, that I'm not a doctor, and I'm not saying just do this and don't do anything else. I'm saying if you have something seriously wrong with you, then by all means, seek out your doctor first and foremost. But in addition to that, as a supplement, you certainly can do some work on your own in terms of what you have dominion over. You do have dominion over yourself. You do have dominion over your spirit. You can say where you want to take that, how you want to behave, who you choose to allow into your space to affect your spirit. Those things we do have control over. Okay. Now, so emotional symptoms for the crown chakra would be lack of spirituality, feeling disconnected from the divine, fear of religion, loneliness, aimlessness, attachment to material things, anger with the divine, pessimism, feeling victimized, spiritual bypassing, gullibility. That was a big one for me, gullibility. Feeling ungrounded, ignoring important things, inability to see the big picture, inability to see another's perspective. Wow. When I hear this list and I look back on my life when I was in it, when I was really like swimming in the mud, in the negativity and the spiritual attacks and the low self-esteem, all of these, a lot of these things showed up for me, just like they're saying. And I had no clue that by doing work on my crown chakra, could I support putting those things into balance. But just so happens, I was led through my meditation practices, through my continually seeking to eventually do those things step by step by step. Now, maybe it could have been a little bit faster. I don't know. We'll see next time. When I start to have an issue, and when I deal with it, if it alleviates itself, if it balances itself out quicker than what it did before. Before, things were like a snowball rolling down the mountain. They were accumulating, and they were accumulating quicker the further down the mountain it got, and the bigger it got, and the heavier it got for me to deal with. Now, if we stop things when they first start, or in the beginning, before they get that momentum, before they develop that mass of heaviness, that is much more advisable than waiting for it to get so heavy that you have to claw your way out of a situation, out of a depression, out of a heartache, out of desperate fear. Okay, because those are the kinds of things I'm talking about emotionally that can impact us, that can make us do things to harm ourselves, that can make us do things to other people. And, none of it is healthy. None of it is something that you really want to be associated with. Let's put it that way. Now, I'm going to go to the physical symptoms. I hope I'm not moving too fast or rushing you guys along. It's a lot of information, so I'm trying not to make it boring, and I'm trying to get through it as quick as possible while giving you my hits on the situation as we go along. So here we go. For the physical symptoms of the crown chakra, when it's imbalanced, they may include mental imbalances, problems with the central nervous system, brain complications, Alzheimer's, learning disabilities, migraines, disrupted sleep cycles, that circadian thing again, hormonal issues, imbalances, issues with internal clock, exhaustion, hair loss, anemia or memory problems, pituitary gland problems. Balance presentation. When your crown chakra is balanced, you feel strong, connected to the divine. You are able to access this connection in your daily life while also focusing on the task at hand. And you have the ability to see the big picture and be motivated to follow your highest calling. You can easily access states of peace, bliss, and feel safe and secure in your spirituality. The physical and emotional symptoms of imbalance will be absent. In addition, a balanced crown chakra leads to self-awareness and realization and feelings of security in your knowledge of yourself and your world. it says the world, but I said your world because the world is your world. Now, much like the third eye and the heart chakra, the color of the crown chakra is widely debated. I tend to visualize it with a white hue, but other practitioners depict it as violet, magenta, or gold. Following the rainbow pattern, violet is the traditional color, but the purity of this energy has always shown up as white for me as well. I view the energy as white light coming into the crown chakra. So, affirmations and aura collection. The seventh chakra corresponds to spirituality, wisdom, and relationship with God. It is inherent right. Its inherent right is to know, and common verbal expression is "I am one with everything." So it's talking about that wisdom aspect, that knowing, not from a book information, but knowing through every fiber of your body, knowing from the gut, knowing without having to reference anything that is outside of you because you're connected like that. The crown chakra affirmation may look something like the following. I am transmuting anything that doesn't serve my highest purpose and my path today. I am one with all that is. In connection with the aura, this chakra corresponds to the causal body, the layer of the aura associated with the blueprint of our spiritual paths. This layer serves to encompass and protect other layers. Balancing the crown chakra. Things that you can do. You can meditate, pray, do breath work, drink water, learn about something spiritual. You can do inversion yoga, like turn upside down because it allows the energy to flow differently, helps to unblock the crown chakra. Energy work like Reiki. I'm a Reiki master. If any of you are interested in a distant healing, just let me know. I'd be happy to work with you. Wearing the colors of violet, white, or gold. Because everything has a frequency, so do colors. So when we associate the colors with the chakra, it just helps to reinforce the energy of what it is that we want to have manifest, the balance of that, to bring that more into balance. Using crown chakra crystals like clear quartz, selenite, and apolite, and amethyst. Listen to 936 Hertz for a great resource. Check out this YouTube video, and it's not there. But basically, that's about the crown chakra. Now, I also pulled a rune, and the rune that I pulled is Lagaz. I don't know if you can see it. There we go. Lagaz. Lagaz has to do with water fluidity. And when I pulled it, I was reading about Lagaz. It talked about how water is related to the emotions. You know, spiritually, your emotions are water. It's like a kind of a way of representing your emotions, how they flow, how they could be violent, how they could be slow, stagnant. It takes on how they could be frozen, how they could be like steam and very out there. You know, your emotions take on the same kinds of states as water. And so in spirituality, when we think of water, we think of emotions. And so with the balancing of the crown chakra, I'm hearing that it very well may have something to do with the imbalance of it, may have something to do with your emotions being out of balance. And the emotions can get out of balance because of perspectives that are not true, because of fears, because of false evidence appearing real, because of lies people tell you, because of deceit, because you don't trust yourself, so you become afraid. and your crown chakra disconnects. It's like, oh, I can't trust myself. If I can't trust myself, how can I trust that I know God? How can I trust that I can communicate with God? How could I trust that God even hears me? For lack of a better word, I'm saying God. It could be spirit or whatever it is that you worship. But it's about that being out of balance. And so there's a need to create a firm foundation. There's a need to create a nurturing foundation, because water is feminine, water is nurturing, and water flows in its most I want to say life-giving state. It flows, but it flows when water is flowing. It has a current that runs through it, and that currency could be the currency of health, the currency of wealth, the currency. It's an energetic currency, and when something has an energetic currency flowing through it versus it being stagnant and there's nothing flowing, it tends to attract and create and produce things quicker, manifest things quicker. You manifest with current, with energy, with a higher frequency of flow. When things are stagnant, you don't, it's harder to manifest. It's harder to get things to grow, because bacteria takes over, and fungi and stuff starts to grow that's not conducive to what it is you want to create. Okay, like you wouldn't go swim in a pool that was full of fungus that hadn't been treated, because there's bad bacteria in there. So that stagnant water, and the reason people keep their pool moving and circulating, over and over, is so, one, that they can put the water through a filtration system that takes out some of that bad stuff and puts in the good stuff, and it keeps the flow. It keeps things going, so the water is not stagnant, so those things don't have a chance to take hold. So if it's our thoughts, for example, that become stagnant, that become that we honor things that we learn, not because they work for us, but because my mother did it that way, my mother's mother did it that way, and so I'm thinking of it this way. But it's not necessarily serving you. That is a stagnant belief that doesn't serve you anymore. So it's incumbent upon us to, like we clean our house, we move things, we clear out the cobwebs, is incumbent upon us to move stuff in our head in terms of our belief systems. It's incumbent upon us to examine our beliefs and to see if they're working, if they ever worked, if they're needed now, or do we need to believe or have a different kind of perspective, let go of that old one and take on a new one and see what happens. So it's up to us to maintain our mental construct, our well-being. But so much of it was given to us. So much of it was created through trauma. So much of it is not of our own making. So we as adults have the ability and the charge to start to do that mental cleaning, house cleaning, to do that emotional house cleaning. How do you do that? There are 1,001 ways. But in terms of dealing with the crown chakra and knowing that it's stagnant, I would start with some of those exercises that support clearing, like meditation, like, I don't know, what did they say? Meditation, whatever it was that they recommend that you do for the crown chakra, I recommend you start there. It's at least something that you could take a step to notice. And when you do these things, what you want to do is you just don't want to do it and then go on with your life. You want to do it scientifically. You want to say, okay, I'm going to shift this in what I'm thinking. I'm going to do a meditation 5 times this week. And I'm going to notice what occurs. Now, whatever occurs may not occur immediately when you're doing the meditation. It may come up in a confrontation that you're having with your child. something may pop, a light bulb may come on. That's how spirit works. That's how meditation works. It often doesn't show you the answer to the question or or the solution to the issue that you're meditating about when you're meditating. At least in my experience, it doesn't. It opens a pathway or many pathways. And as you go about your daily life, after that, doing that meditation, things are able to slip in that would not normally be able to come in because you did that meditation. There's an opening, like a pathway to a new perspective, a pathway to a new possibility that will show up. That's how spirit works. That's how meditation works. So I just wanted to share that with you. And Lagaz, I'm going to read quickly about that. It says, Laguz is really how it's said, Lahgooz, Laguz. And it represents or translates to lake, water, ocean. And so it says, water is life. It's been said that it is certainly what Lagaz represents. Water and all life-giving abundance it represents. It's dark where I'm reading. That's why I'm having such a problem. Okay, and it says we all have hidden springs within us. And when I read that to you, I know that, these hidden springs can be accessed through your meditation. That's what I'm talking about. You open up a pathway, a flow that wasn't there before. So, it says, go with the flow, or keep your head above the water. Those are terminologies that we use in terms of being in the flow or drowning in an issue that is very heavy, like we talked about earlier. So it says, Norse applied appeal for safe passage over the ocean. Lagaz is the ruin of psychic powers and intuition as well. When you see Lagaz in a reading, it can very well mean that you should trust your intuition or that there's a need to further develop it, which is what we're talking about with the crown chakra. Noticing, is there a need for you to do that? And if it's not, if you're doing everything and you're trusting your intuition and life is working for you, great, keep doing it. But know what it is that when a shift occurs, take time out to notice, what was it that interrupted my flow? Take time out to notice, was it a new person that I'm dating? Was it a relative that I don't normally talk to that I talk to, and then my crown chakra felt blocked? I started getting all these symptoms, or whatever. But notice in your day-to-day life, as you're going along, am I in balance? Do I feel good? Am I in joy? Am I in bliss? Am I connected? Is life great? Or is it kind of a struggle? And do I feel not so good when I talk to certain people, or worse than what I felt before I picked the phone up? Notice those things, because those things will tell you a lot about what's affecting your balance or not. Okay, I'm going to do a crystal oracle grid card to let you know regarding Lagaz, what it is that you could be focused on in terms of crystals and gridding, if you like. It is self-love, and that is so perfect. That is so perfect. See how similar the colors are? Actually, exactly the same. Self-love. Take time to nurture yourself. Put yourself first. Don't put anyone before you. On the plane, put your mask on before you start to try to save your kid, because you could be knocked out and be of no assistance if you don't take care of you first. So take care of you first. Have self-love. Practice anything that's going to support your self-love. And this says Cobalto calcite. It's spelled Cobalto, calcite. That's the stone in the middle. Now, just for your information, you could just get some quartz stones that are relatively inexpensive from Amazon or wherever, Etsy. And you can actually take a quartz stone crystal and program it to be whatever properties of whatever crystal that you want it to take on. Quartz is programmable, and you can program it to be the stone. So you don't have to go out and buy each stone separately. You could just get some quartz and have an intention about putting the energy of the stone into that quartz crystal so that it could be an ally and work with you and for you. Okay? So that is the reading. I'd like to thank y'all. Please like, share, and subscribe, and you have an awesome day. Bye-bye.